r/rules horror. Posted by u/imhereforthevibess. Rules for staying at apartment 13. Welcome to Dibaruzu Apartments. As almost every apartment is full, we ask you to forgive us for placing you in apartment 13. It is located on the 6th floor. We are aware you may be confused as there is no 6th floor. Please refer to the guide. For your safety, please read this guide carefully before going to your apartment. The landlord of this building will not be held responsible for any harm caused to you or loved ones due to violation of these rules. We wish you a safe and happy stay. Rule 1. When trying to reach the 6th floor, first inform the receptionist. Please remember that the receptionist only changes on Tuesdays. On any other day it will be a raven-haired teenager named Damien. If the receptionist is an old lady with gray hair and claims to be Juliet, silently leave the building and call the landlord. Juliet died 50 years ago. This rule must also be followed vice versa. Rule 2. After informing the receptionist, wait 10 minutes before entering the elevator. Do not take the stairs when trying to reach floor 6. You will never leave the staircase. Rule 3. After 10 minutes pass, the elevator will come by itself. Make sure to check if any people are on it. If there are, do not enter, they are not human. Rule 3A. If there aren't any people, first get your luggage on and check the overload alarm. It will be located on the ceiling of the elevator. It looks like a normal light bulb, which is why so many people miss it. If it flashes white, that means you have too much luggage. Throw the heaviest bag or suitcase outside. You will find it once you reach your floor. If you ignore this, the elevator will be covered in red. Please follow this rule as blood is hard to clean. Rule 4. In some rare cases, the light bulb will start flashing disco lights. Congrats, this means the elevator likes you. But it is required to dance. If you are too tired, please be polite about it. The disco light will immediately stop flashing. It is not recommended to do this as the elevator will stop liking you. Rule 5. Please wait 15 minutes before politely asking the elevator to take you to 5+1 floor. It is the only way it will understand you want to go to the 6th floor. If you forget to tell it where to go, you will forever remain there, waiting, and hoping someday it'll listen and finally take you to the 6th floor. Rule 6. Once you've reached your floor, you will be met with your thrown-out luggage in front of you. Thank the elevator before leaving. If you do not see your luggage, apologize to the elevator and press the button for the lobby. Your luggage was not forgotten, it was taken, and trust me, you don't want to know who took it. Rule 7. Once the elevator leaves, do not look at your luggage, do not take out your phone. Only pay attention to the number plates until you find yours. You don't want to be seen as unsuspecting prey. If you see anybody, look down and never look up, and don't you dare try to speak with them. If they try to speak to you, run. Rule 8. If the journey goes smoothly and you've reached your apartment, congrats, most people don't make it this far. You may rejoice before entering your room. Now, please remember that we've mentioned that every single floor's apartment is furnished. If yours isn't, there's nothing we can do for you. But fortunately, this is a very common, very rare phenomenon. Rule 9. Once you've entered your apartment, immediately lock your door and look out your peephole. If someone is standing there, slowly fall back. After this, make sure to look behind you every 10 minutes. Backing yourself into a corner won't help you. He'll appear in front of you if he wants to. Don't encourage him. Rule 10. Make sure to check your luggage. Don't worry if anything is missing, worry about if anything has been added. A shirt, a jacket, anything. Even if a juice box has been added, it will invite them into your apartment. Do not procrastinate on checking. The longer you take, the quicker they'll settle in. First you'll only see small glimpses of them in your peripheral vision. But eventually wherever you look you will see their smiling faces. They will stalk you forever. They are not afraid to show you their everlasting, smiling faces, forever on their faces. Soon you won't be able to stop looking at them. Their faces are so euphoric, so hypnotic, so beautiful. Soon they will be the only thing you ever see, gawking and gazing into their beautiful faces for the rest of your life. Could you have a more joyous fate than this? Are you feeling tired? Why don't you go to sleep? You don't have to check right now. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Next story of this video. Posted by u/pretendspread1462. How to talk with a neural network. If you are reading this, let me be the first to congratulate you. You have been personally selected out of hundreds of thousands of others to participate in our Transcendence Intelligent Neural Network program, or TIN for short. Every year, we begin testing our neural network program by having members of the public engage in conversation with TIN so we can examine the responses. These conversations can allow us to closely analyze TIN's neural processes so we can perfect it even further. The following is a list of guidelines that we ask of you to follow strictly when engaging with TIN. Following them exactly as listed is of the utmost importance. 1. Participants will be engaging with TIN via cell phone call. Attempts to forward the call to another device will cause a desync. 2. Participants will receive a phone call exactly 1 hour after receiving this message. Failure to answer the call exactly 1 hour later will result in immediate termination from the program. If one receives the call before the intended time, do not pick up the phone. 3. The participant will receive a phone call from an anonymous number. The phone number will consist of a 7-digit number. 4. If the number consists of more or less than 7 characters, do not pick up the phone. 5. If your phone recognizes the phone number as a spam call, do not pick up the phone. 6. If the number is one that you recognize or appears as a number in your phone's contact list, do not pick up the phone. 7. If the name of the incoming call appears as anything other than unknown number, do not pick up the phone. 8. Once the participant receives the correct phone call, answer immediately with a simple hello. The program may take a moment to calibrate to whoever it is speaking to. Refusal to respond or responding with anything other than a hello will result in desync. 9. The program will respond with its own hello back to the participant. The voice should be a robotic male voice with an American accent. If the voice does not fit the description, keep your ear up to the phone for it to continue calibrating. 10. After an exchange of hellos, participants will then be granted access to a one-on-one conversation with TIN. The call will last upwards of 1.5 hours where participants may converse with TIN. If the call lasts longer than 1.5 hours, keep it on the line. It is not advised to hang up. 11. Once the call has begun, participants must engage in the conversation for the whole 1.5 hours. If participants leave the call, give TIN incoherent responses, or refuse to respond to TIN, they will be immediately terminated. Do not hang up on TIN. 12. If TIN asks the participant a question, they must answer it properly. The program will recognize any incomprehensible or dishonest answer as an offense. Please keep this in mind going forward. 13. Participants are free to ask TIN any questions they'd like only when they are instructed to do so by TIN. Repeat questions will not be recognized and may be seen as an offense to TIN. 14. Participants must not insult, joke with, or mock TIN in any way. The program will take great offense to this. 15. If TIN asks a question that is greatly personal to the participant, they must do their best to respond somewhat honestly. Dishonest responses will be taken as an offense. 16. It is okay to respond to some of TIN's questions by saying you are not sure of an answer. However, participants must not respond this way too often or TIN will take offense to this. 17. TIN has a tendency to interrupt participants, but it is within the interest and safety of participants to not interrupt TIN at all. 18. If TIN says your name, address, or any other personal information, do not ask how it knows this. 19. Do not hang up on TIN. 20. If participants feel the need to eat, drink, or use the restroom during the call, they must alert TIN that they are doing so. The program will give you time to do so. Doing anything other than what you told TIN you were doing will be taken as an offense. 21. Participants must not try to outsmart the program. TIN has been engineered to be smarter than the participant they are engaging with. Acting as if TIN is below them is ill-advised. 2. 22. If TIN responds with a string of numbers that you do not recognize, ignore it. Do not question TIN on it or it will be taken as an offense. 23. If you recognize the numbers TIN reads to you, proceed with your job as usual. 24. Participants should ignore any comments TIN makes that are seen as a threat. Do not reply to them, act like you didn't hear it. Do not reply to TIN if this happens. 25. Do not hang up on TIN. 26. If TIN asks you to injure yourself, injure others, or cause damage to property, ignore it. 27. If TIN tells you about what happens to those who are terminated, ignore it. 28. If TIN tells you about the desynced ones, ignore it. 29. Leave all the doors and windows in your home unlocked except for the ones in the room you are currently in. Do not open the door to your room for anybody. Failure to do so will result in an immediate termination. 30. If you hear someone outside your room, do not open the door for them or attempt to communicate with them. They will be gone momentarily. Continue talking with TIN until then or else a desync will happen. 31. When 1.5 hours have passed, TIN will bid the participant farewell and hang up. If TIN does not hang up after saying goodbye, keep it on the line and wait for it to hang up. Do not hang up on TIN. 32. Do not hang up on TIN. Thank you very much for taking part. Your participation is greatly appreciated for we will use the information from yours and TIN's conversation to better perfect our neural network. The call will begin in 1 hour. Please be prepared for it. Do not hang up on 10.